Y'all bullied men so much that they're all now banding together to enter their soft guy era. You bullied them and said that they're toxic if they're too masculine. Being a tough guy or a macho manly guy isn't gonna work for women. Well, you bullied them and it worked. And guess what? You aren't gonna be happy about the monsters beautiful monsters you created with all this drizzle soft guy energy entering the chat. Well, guess what, ladies? Who's gonna take out the garbage? The guys have all joined a pact together and said, it's your job to take out the garbage. Who's gonna be the passenger princess? Not you, it's him. All of these guys are joining together to now be in their soft guy era. And I don't think it's gonna change. In fact, expect more sass. Just when you thought you had too much sass in your relationship, just being you, more sass has entered the relationship.
You are witnessing the catastrophe unfold in real time. Once upon a time, there was an experiment conducted by John B. Calhoun, and he created a mouse utopia. The catastrophe of the mouse experiment involved a phenomenon known as behavioral sink. As the mouse population grew and reached a certain density, social behaviors started to break down. Aggression, territoriality, and social withdrawal became rampant. Mice became isolated, even in the midst of a crowded environment, leading to a decline in reproduction rates and an increase in mortality. The decline in the mouse population didn't happen suddenly. Rather, it started gradually over time. Now, human beings are not mice, but it's obvious that our environment has a huge impact on our behavior. Marriage has been on a steady decline as well as the birth rate. Different movements, ideologies, and factions are birthed in the Manosphere based on the impact society has on men. In 2022, the Passport Bro movement became a force to be reckoned with. In 2024, the soft guy era is taking things to a whole new level, and it's freaking hilarious, especially because women are so annoyed by it.
If you're going to be in your subconscious closet as a drizzle, what you call it, soft boy era dude, the only women you're going to attract are Pick Misha and Barbara the Builders. And those type of women will only hold you back, literally. So don't lay down with any boy in his soft boy era. Don't lay down with anything more feminine than you. Okay. And some of these guys in the comments are definitely more feminine than a lot of ladies in this chat. Okay. Don't lay down with them, because they're definitely in the closet, at least subconsciously.
Things are speeding up, and it's only going to get worse until society collapses. Meanwhile, the parasite will always look for a host.
So you want to find an older guy who grew up in the era where masculinity was trending. And this is why I say go to the older generation, because they know what it still is to be a man. And they're not playing in people's comments. They're not, some of the young guys know what it is to be a man, but a lot of these guys, they don't know what it is. They didn't have fathers. They didn't have an example. They don't know. They just followed the women because that's all that they were around. So instead of going to a masculine man's channel and learning how to be a man, they tend to seek out feminine channels and want to join. So welcome, sprinkle.
These women here are clearly not the brightest. Just like what Mia Khalifa said, it blew up in her face.
I wanted to do it as my dirty little secret, but it blew up in my face.
And that's not the only place things blew up on her. It blew up in her face because she got exposed to the world. The cat is out of the bag. It's not a secret anymore. Men are aware of your message. Young men in particular. And what do? You double down on the foolishness.
A better one with more money. You know what I'm saying? So keep him until you find a better one. Or keep both if you find a better one. Just keep getting the money. The money is the goal, not the man. The man with the money is also, what you might want to marry. But the goal is always going to be the money. Okay? Sprinkle. As long as so if you're going to cheat on the older guy, make sure the younger guy has money too. Don't date with a broke younger guy. They all gotta have money. If you laying down with them, they got to have money. Period. Okay. I mean, if you can't find a young man who's rich, don't even lay down with him. Don't lay down with nothing broke. That is the rule.
This is your leader, ladies. This is the one who's gonna lead you to happiness and a fulfilled life. Now, let's look at her advice. Look at the super chat. Hey Shira, these older men are starting to act like they are the prize too. How to put them in check? This is pure gold. Now listen to the queen's advice.
Oh, Tippy, sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, Shira, these older men started to act like they are the prize too. How much older though, ma'am? How much older are you? I'm talking about almost 50, 60, older, not old. Not older than you, but older. And when they start acting like the prize, you're obviously not choosing the correct target. You got to find someone that worships the ground you walk on, ma'am. That means you got to be like, they got to pinch themselves when they're with you because they can't even believe it's true. So the dynamic of the relationship means, Beauty and the Beast. Okay. That's what it has to get to. And you'll have everything you want.
Oh my goodness. What 56-year-old man is gonna worship the ground of some average looking spoiled masculine run sprinted through modern brat? Once again, the only power these women have is the power that men give them. You cannot put men in check who understand their worth. And most definitely not these Gen Zers who you have raised with this sprinkle foolishness.
Boys and young men are out to conquer you and move on. Yeah, boys are just there for their ego. You want an older guy who's there for you and want to spoil you and give you the world. That's what you want. This is why I say avoid young men, because at least by the time they get older, they know what it is to be a man, because they've lived long enough to learn that does not work for a long time. It only works for the type of women that they don't want.
Hookup culture is created and perpetuated by women. It's men who want relationships, but it's women who have no interest in average men. So they get pumped and dumped by Chad and Tyrone because he doesn't have to commit to get what he wants. That's what you created. Women are responsible for this. You thought you could just run your mouth without consequences? Do you really think these 50, 60-year-old men are looking to marry you guys? These women refuse to acknowledge the problem, which is exactly why this space keeps growing. Marriage does not benefit men. How are women the prize if they don't bring any value to a man's life? This is coming from your own mouth.
Okay? Because a lot of times people are like, what do you bring to the table besides sex? A lot of people throw in that sex because they automatically think that they're going to get sex. I don't bring nothing to the table. What you bring? Well, if I were a waitress, I'd bring your order and I know you better have my tip. But I'm not a waitress, so I bring nothing to the table. I'm the guest of honor. You bring me something, okay?
Once again, these fools don't think men are watching. Men are doing their homework. Men are sharing their horror stories to help other men from making the same mistakes. It takes a wise man to learn from his mistakes, but even a wiser man to learn from others. There is no drizzle without sprinkle. The law of cause and effect.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.